So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. That's so annoying.
どう？よかったでしょ？
旅人、いらっしゃい。シバルマラン AA ランドファミリーに加わる準備はできた？グルメ系 AA に出てくるみたいな超豪華なご飯も欲しいぜ。
両選手、準備ができたようですね。それではホテルドゥボール特別料理対決開始。
カトラリーの準備も完了。メーターの時間よ。最高の一品よ。
とにかくそこのレストランからナタ産の野菜を至急調達したいと依頼を受けて、僕とイファが来ることになったんだ。俺は付き添いでな。さあ行くぞ。おっと逃がすかよ。
月始めの3日間、飛行物を連れて外出してはいけないらしい。
参ったな。
ここは昔レムリア時代に建てられた公衆浴場で、確かモデストの秘典に書いてあったような
This part looked really cool
真
though.
の偉大なる蛮族滅びよ。
古竜の時代の謎の遺物、それに俺がフォンテーヌに来た理由を合わせて考えれば、例の密輸事件の捜査を逃れたものかもしれない。
僕の師匠にして母の黄金レインドットさ。彼女が僕をモンドに向かわせた時、
Why is Albedo
あ
up
る
there?
大きな課題を与えたんだ。世界の真相を探せというね。
What was that about?
なんで街の中に魔物がいるんだ。
Why are
状況がひどいみたい。
また敵が来るぞ。
本件の被告人、セピロス騎士団調査小隊隊長アルベド。
何を
したんだ。
Wait, what did they just say?
殺人事件。
ホムンクルスが暴走して
Whoa!
理
Wait,
性を
what?
失い他者を傷つける狂気的な行動に走る。魔女会と正式な会談を行うことを願ってるんだ。
あら、そんな勇気のある子がまだモンドにいるの？
What? This fight looks like it's gonna suck.
天地が逆さになった時、人は世界の本質を知る。なら盤面が逆さになったら、
なぜ罪のない人を。
どうしてこんなことに。フィレットが襲撃にあって。
これはレムリアが戦争のために用意した薬物なのよ。
人体研究という課題を諦めたことは一度もない。
モンドの法律にのっとり、被告人アルベドを殺人および死体遺棄で有罪とする。今も近くから聞こえるよ。
お？なんだ、バルバトスか？
ファルか？
Okay then. Yeah, I had just gotten to the part where the live stream had started and my computer decided nope. So yeah, I don't know why either. It wasn't like it was overheating or anything, but sometimes that shit happens. Fortunately, I have no clue where it ended because The only way I'd be able to check that is check the live stream that already went live. But other than that, I have no idea.
Hello, everyone! Welcome to the Genshin Impact version 5.6 special program. I'm Jane Jackson, the voice of Varessa, and I have two awesome co-hosts with me today. Why don't you introduce yourselves?
What up, my dudes? My name is Johnny LaQuasto, and I'm the voice of Aoife.
Hey, your turn.
Hello, everyone. My name is Emily Cass, and I voice Escoffier. I'm
does that
so
name
excited
sound
to be
familiar?
here.
And I am so excited to be hosting alongside you two today.
I don't know.
Oh, by the way, Emily, I have to say, the way your chibi's tail moves around is so cool.
Oh, actually, it's not a tail. It's a self-adapting movement signal tracking support mech. It's a piece of tech, basically. It helps Escoffier in the kitchen and in combat. It's one of her essential utensils.
Originally I wasn't going to get
But it looks so much
Escoffier,
like a tail.
and then
Yeah, a lot of people think
immediately
that.
I
And
found
considering
out
how
that
it
she
looks,
works
people
well
even call
with
Escoffier
Skirk.
a demon chef.
So I was like,
Okay, that
might
seems
be
a
worth
little
it,
extreme.
honestly.
Yeah,
because I am
I'd say
guaranteed.
so too, but honestly, I don't know much about Escoffier. Can you tell us more about her, Emily?
Absolutely. Let's take a look at her profile. Escoffier used to be the head chef at the Hotel de Bourg.
Oh, cool.
The hotel is famous for the
Used to
extremely
be.
popular and exclusive Gâteau de Bourg.
Wow, exclusive?
Yeah, only a limited amount of slices are available per day. Escoffier is a master of precision gastronomy, which means she approaches cooking as a science. She even develops advanced mecha to use in her cooking
Yeah,
process.
that's pretty
Wow,
cool.
that's some dedication to her craft.
Of course, in Escoffier's kitchen, no dish is ready to be served until it has her stamp of approval. And when she likes something, she gets completely lost in the flavours. It looks almost like she's in heaven.
That sounds incredible, but what if she doesn't like it?
Oh, then she'd probably say something like...
You thought cream of mushroom soup was ready to serve after 3.5 minutes on the stove. You'd have had more sense serving hot water with ice cubes. At least then you wouldn't have wasted
Jeez.
all this perfectly good cream and mushroom.
Wow. Intense.
I promise Escoffier is actually very well-mannered most of the time. But when it comes to food, she couldn't be more strict. It's all for good reason, though. Escoffier believes her mission as a chef is to make haute cuisine accessible to all. So she's not
That's
just
a pretty
strict on
good
other
mission.
people. She demands perfection from herself too. Because that's the only way to make her dream a reality.
Oh, is that why she develops all those cooking mecha?
That's right. With their help, even people who are short on time or cooking skills can be capable of making a good meal.
Okay, that feels like a personal call-out. But seriously, though, I'm telling you, I could use something exactly like that.
Same here. Emily, you said Escoffier used to be the head chef at the Hotel de Bourg. Does that mean she doesn't work there anymore?
Yeah, that's right. She even had to spend time in the Fortress of Meripede.
The Fortress of Meripede? What happened?
We can't divulge the details right now, but all will be revealed in Escoffier's story quest, treasured above all. So
we
be
got a
sure
new
to check
story
out if you're
quest.
interested,
That should be
travellers.
interesting.
You'll also be rewarded with extra Ascension materials for Escoffier. Oh,
That's
and
always
travellers
nice.
will get to take part in a one-of-a-kind culinary showdown in this quest.
Oh, hell
Not
yeah.
only will travellers get to experience Escoffier's mentorship firsthand, but special guests will also make an appearance.
Special guest,
Cool.
nice. Huh. Okay, I see blubber beasts and romaritime flowers. Wait, do we have to cook 4 blubber beasts using romaritime flowers? That's not much to work with.
All I can say is, trust in Escoffier. She can work wonders.
Oh, I'm
Oh, the
definitely
R
a believer.
is silent. It's Escoffier.
Okay, so we know what she can do in the kitchen, but what about on the battlefield?
Right, let's get into it. Escoffier wields a cryovision and is a powerful addition to freeze-focused teams, which brings us to one of her talents. When Escoffier's elemental skill or elemental burst hits an enemy, she can reduce their resistance to hydro and cryo damage. The more hydro and cryo characters in the party, the greater the reduction.
Okay. So it
That
looks like the
is a
enemies here aren't
good
actually
meta.
frozen, but the resistance reduction
That's
still takes
actually a
effect.
really cool talent.
Yeah, that's really important. As long as her elemental skill or
God,
burst hits
that
an enemy,
sucks to
the
fight.
reduction takes effect. The enemy doesn't need to be frozen. That means the talent works on bosses and other unfreezable enemies.
Wow, so it seems like any character that deals hydro or cryo damage can benefit from that talent. I can definitely see her being a powerful support in freeze teams.
True, but
Yeah.
Scoffier's not just a support. She can dish out damage as well. With an actual dish.
No way.
Yeah, and when a Scoffier unleashes her elemental skill, she summons a cooking mech to the field that follows the
Oh my
active
God.
character and periodically fires
could
projectiles
put-
at nearby enemies, dealing cryo damage.
Wow.
So with her ability to shred resistance, she basically buffs her own damage. In addition,
I
her
could
elemental
put
burst
Escoffier
restores HP
as
to the entire
the
party.
Replacement
Incredible. Okay,
for
so she can
Shenmue.
buff the party, dish out damage, and heal. Wow, sounds like she's pretty versatile.
Yeah, and thanks to a different talent, she has another ability that really showcases her skills as a chef. If you hold her elemental skill, the cooking mech she summons can absorb elemental energy and convert it into a delicious dish.
Whoa, I've never seen a talent like that before.
Okay, so you don't even have to prepare the ingredients yourself? Bro, that's awesome.
Yeah,
is
and
really
plus she
cool.
can produce several kinds of dishes this way.
Well, that will be so fun to check out in game.
Totally. So take note of this next piece of news, travelers. In the first half of version 5.6, we'll have event wishes for Escoffier and Navia.
Okay.
A new 5-star polearm, Symphonist of
That
Sense,
is a
will be
really
featured
cool
on the
weapon.
weapon banner. Our new 4-star character, Aoife, will also
Aoife.
enjoy a drop rate boost on the
So-
first half banners.
Aoife, no way, bro.
That would be smart.
I think that's
'cause
my
then
line, but I
could get
couldn't have said it
Aoife.
better myself.
Oh,
get
and
early
another bit of
Escoffier.
really exciting news is that travelers will get to spend more time with these two in the new version.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Okay, take a look at this clip and you'll see.
All eyes are on me! Lowly servants! Behold! The almighty Dragon Lord's magnificence! The heck are you on about? Why does no one ask for the autograph of the almighty Dragon Lord? Kahula how? Oh wow! No way, bro! What? You little... Oh dear! Oh dear! Do you even hear yourself, bro? How dare you! You insolent, contemptuous... Huh? What are you on about? No way, bro! Huh? Seriously? Seriously? Do you even hear yourself, bro? Darn it! Oh, wow! No way, bro! Do you even hear yourself, bro? You're hopeless! The almighty Dragon
He
Lord
is
Kahula's
absolutely
wisdom is wasted
making
on you!
Kahula how mad.
No way, bro! See you later!
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, you meant Kakuku and a How.
Yeah, Kakuku and a
Wow,
How.
I feel like those two could argue forever.
Honestly, yeah, they probably could.
Dude, you don't know the half of it.
Hang in there, bro.
You too, huh? Man, this bro thing is really taking off.
Well, Kakuku is just that infectious. So, travelers met Aoife in the previous version, but since we now have the chance to add him to our parties, want to give us a formal introduction, Johnny?
I thought you never asked, Jane. Absolutely. As most of you probably know, Aoife is a Saurian vet from the Flower Feather Clan.
Yeah.
In that land, humans and Saurians live and fight side by side.
Curious what his
Saurians get
kit
sick
is.
and hurt just like everyone else. So Saurian vets do a very important job in that land.
Okay.
And Aoife is a really good one. In fact, you've probably heard of some of his accomplishments already. Like how he saved Kakuku's life,
Yep.
and now, of course, Kakuku works as his trusty assistant.
Yeah, Aoife is practically a miracle worker. I heard a How got sick one time, so Kaniche took him to Aoife for treatment, and what do you know? A How was better in like 2 seconds. Imagine that.
Sounds like Aoife really knows his stuff. I wonder
Well,
if he can
Aoife
treat
is
all
one
kinds
of
of
the
dragons.
better doctors
Like even
in,
ones from other
Natlan.
nations.
So, I'm not
guess,
surprised.
in theory, yeah, I don't see why not. Plus, if it was an emergency, Kakuku could help him get there in no time.
I mean, I heard the Flower Feather Clan is known for
around
riding
with
Kukasals,
Kakuku.
but this is less riding and more dangling, isn't it?
Hey, this is a Kakuku appreciation zone only, all right? But seriously, just wait until you see him sprint. He spreads out those huge wings, and it's super awesome. Oh, and while we're on the subject, if there are any travelers who haven't done the part of the Ochkanatlan World Quest where you chase down the evil dragon, try it out with Aoife. It'll be a completely different kind of flying experience.
That's
Yeah,
so cool.
I see that. Although it looks more like Aoife is chasing down a patient for a checkup.
Yeah. So, okay, what else can Aoife do in combat?
Well, Aoife is an Anemo-Vision user with a lot of tricks up his sleeve. For example, when faced with aggressive enemies, Aoife can unleash his elemental burst and fire a therapeutic sedative, creating a wind current that pulls in and restrains enemies. Yeah, of course, as Aoife's good bro, Kakuku also helps him out in combat. With Aoife's elemental skill,
Kinda like
Kakuku
Venti
lifts him into the
does,
air,
kinda
giving
like
him an
Kazuha
aerial
does,
advantage in
but-
combat. And while in this state, Aoife can continuously fire tonic shots,
It's
which deal
not-
Anemo
it
damage
doesn't
upon
look as
impact and
strong.
restore HP to the entire party.
Oh, nice. So what kind of team comps work best with Aoife?
Well, to answer that, we should introduce one of his talents first. When Aoife is in the Night Soul's Blessing state, he can use his Field Medic's vision to increase swirl and electrocharge damage based on the total amount of Night Soul points across the entire party.
Okay, so he works well with characters that can trigger swirl and electrocharged reactions, and characters that can generate Night Soul points.
So
he seems like
would
a
be
really
good on my
flexible unit.
Natlan team.
Yeah, he is. Plus, in areas with Natlan's phlogiston mechanics, if your current active character or indwelled Saurian's HP drops below a certain percent, Aoife can consume his own phlogiston to heal them.
Nice,
That's
putting those
cool.
medical skills to use. His kit seems really intuitive, and he helps with exploration. I feel like exploring the sacred volcano will be a lot easier with Kakuku to dangle from.
I don't feel
What can I
safe
say?
doing
He is a
that.
helpful little guy. Now, moving on to our next bit of
at
news,
all.
a new boss is coming in version 5.6, the Secret Source Automaton Overseer device. Travelers
Not
will need to
another
defeat it to obtain
automaton.
ascension materials for Escoffier.
Huh. I feel like we faced something like this before.
That's because this boss has the same origins as the Secret Source Automaton configuration device from version 5.1. Both are pieces of ancient dragon technology.
They almost seem like two parts of one terrifying monster.
Okay, Jane, let's, this is where we should wrap this part up, I think, because travelers can search for their own answers to this in-game. Now, let's
Cool.
kick off the event portion.
Oh, wow. There are Natlan characters in Fontaine? Is it because of a festival or something?
Not a festival. An amusement park organized by Navia and the Spina di Rasula. Auroran and Aoife are there to deliver Natlan produce for the event. But it's not all veggies and good times, unfortunately. Against the backdrop of the festivities, a smuggling case is uncovered, leading Kanich and Risley to cross paths.
Ooh, a Saurian hunter and a prison warden. Sounds like a fun pairing.
Yeah, right? I actually have a few sneak peeks to share, so let's take a look.
Weird. Why is Ahau cowering behind Kanich? I would have thought he was too proud for that. Oh, wait. It must be because of Fontaine's ban on flying objects.
Exactly. Ahau and Kakuku made the journey all the way to Fontaine and happened to arrive just in time for the ban.
Ugh.
Ahau was able to hide, but Kakuku got scared and flew straight into the Palais Mermonia. Auroran thinks Kakuku will manage to send all of the important documents in the Palais flying around the building.
Oh no, that can't end well. Well, what about Aoife?
Probably not.
Isn't he going to come to Kakuku's rescue?
Don't worry, with Nervalette and Risley there, Kakuku's in good hands. Plus, he might even learn a new phrase or two. Hey, check it out. Risley managed to teach him one. Anyone want to guess what it is?
Oh, I don't really know what it could be. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. Anyway, I wanted to point out there are two dragons in this picture. So, does that mean Nervalette could, interpret for Kakuku? You know, dragon to dragon. I can't wait to see how their interactions go.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can't even picture it, but I just know it's going to be hilarious.
Yeah, there's nothing we can say that beats
Whirling
the real thing.
waltz.
So, if you're interested,
Okay,
be sure to
so
check out all the
4-star
shenanigans in
Sequence of
game.
Solitude
And
bow.
trust me,
That's
there
a cool
are a
looking
lot
bow.
of them. Always makes me laugh.
I always
Now, on to the actual amusement park. Let me give you some background. It's called the Cheval Morand Film Fantasyland, and it's the brainchild of a
Cheval
well-known
Moran
engineer and
filled
film buff,
Fantasyland.
with the Spina di Rosula in charge of the financing, construction,
Okay,
and general
then.
operations.
Oh, Lapine Pauline is back. Didn't she almost go bankrupt after basing her research on that fake story? I hope her investment pays off this time.
Well, if the Traveler agrees to come on board, Lapine Pauline might be in a better position.
Come on board? Why are my fraud alarm bells ringing?
It's not like that. If you don't trust Lapine Pauline, yeah, okay. Her track record isn't great.
No.
But at least trust Cheval
It's
Moran
really
and the
not.
Spina di Rosula.
If you say so.
And how do we make sure we don't run it into the ground?
Well, if the Traveler agrees to come on board, Lapine Pauline might be in a better position.
Wait, so this is a management sim? Okay, tell me everything.
You got it, bro. Travelers will be in charge of operations
So-
like upgrading the facilities, expanding the park, and managing the staff. During each business cycle, travelers
that's
will
so
need to allocate
cool.
their precious funds and action points to the most important tasks
it's
based on their management
literally-
needs.
And
The
plus,
Traveler's
Navia
like a
recruited
manager
Master Chef
of the theme
Escoffier
park.
to run the park's
kinda
theme
reminds
restaurant.
me
Woo!
of,
The dishes she creates can give you unique management buffs, so don't miss out.
Absolutely. You can also increase your revenue
alchemic-
by adding different kinds of attractions. For example, in Eclectic
what was it
Escapades,
called?
visitors can experience
The Alchemist?
unforgettable adventures where they fly through the air or dash underwater at high speeds.
Wow.
Or there's movie
One
masterpieces
that we
where you
did
have to use
for,
special abilities to
Lisa.
reach the end of the stage and
Managing our own
seize the
shop.
treasure. Before launching these attractions, travelers will need to try them out and create a standardized strategy guide for each one, so that visitors understand how to get the most out of the experience. Oh, and travelers can also add an attraction called Mellow Manor, where they can create a cozy retreat for different animals to draw
That's
in
so
visitors
cool.
and increase revenue.
And travelers can also recruit some familiar faces to help run the park. Among the recruits are Fontanian companions and friends from other nations too.
Yeah, that's right. By completing friendly encounters, travelers can learn useful management techniques from their companions.
So,
Eventually, these companions will become fixtures at the park and
Okay.
provide even more management support. So, long story short, don't worry too much. You don't have to go it alone.
Okay, yeah, that doesn't sound too bad.
And plus, once you get down to business, you'll be rewarded for your efforts.
Ooh, do tell.
Oh, I will. Reach a certain point in the operations and you'll be able to claim all sorts of rewards, including Primo Gems and a new 4-star bow, Sequence of Solitude.
Awesome! More Primo Gems to save for your next pull. Which reminds me, we still haven't finished announcing the event wishes, have we?
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry to keep you in suspense, travelers. In the second half of version 5.6,
They almost
we'll have
lined
returning
that
event
up
wishes for
perfectly.
Kenichi and the Raiden Shogun.
And
Plus, the Chronicled Wish banner will be returning in version 5.6. I know a lot of travelers have been waiting for that, so check it out if you're interested.
wait,
Yeah, you have to. And best of luck on your polls.
All right. That was a lot of info, so let's take our first break.
Aika,
Here's the
Ayato,
second
Yuan,
redemption code,
Miyachiori,
travelers.
Miko, Ito, Kokomi, and... So that means that I could easily get Miss Footer. That is awesome, because at first I didn't know if I was going to be able to get Ayaka's weapon or not. That is great. And I can't, I see what they did. So the thing that would make the most sense to do...
The Windbloom Festival.
Okay.
Once a celebration of flowers, now shrouded in unease.
Oh.
Why is Albedo on trial? Who is the young man in the courtroom? And is he friend or foe? What tidings does the Dodo communication device bring this time?
Okay.
The answers to these questions and more in the version 5.6 Archon Quest.
Paralogism.
Nice voice.
Nice.
Ah, shucks, thanks.
So, we finally make it back to Mondstadt, and Albedo's on trial. I don't even know what to think. But something tells me there's more to this situation than meets the eye.
Well, I've put together some information about the case. Let's go through it and see if we can uncover some new clues. So, here's the deal. Albedo's been accused of murder and unlawful disposal of human remains, and the case is being tried in secret. The logistics captain of the Knights of Favonius, Hertha, seems to have compelling evidence against Albedo, so the situation is serious.
I'm sure Hertha is just trying to do her job and uncover the truth.
This is very
There has
interesting.
to be some kind of misunderstanding here.
Well, in court,
having
the
a
evidence
Monstadt
does
Archon
the
quest
talking.
kinda came out of
Travelers will
nowhere.
have access to Albedo's office on the second floor of headquarters to do their own investigation into the case and hopefully track down some clues.
So I saw Jean, Kaya, and Eula in the courtroom, all members of the Knights of Favonius, which makes sense. But it looked like someone from the church was also there.
Oh, that's Dahlia. He's the deacon of the Church of Favonius, so he works with Barbara, Rosaria, and the other members of the clergy. Dahlia acts as the Herald of Barbados, which is interesting because he's also friends with Venti.
Yeah, very interesting. He sounds like a very important figure then.
Well, speaking of Venti, the Dodo communication device is back in this quest. At some point, Venti needs it to get in touch with Alice. But on the first attempt, the line connects to Grandmaster Varka instead. It's only on the second try that he manages to reach Alice.
Whoa, hold on. You just dropped two major names. Barker has been on an expedition for a long time. Sounds like we finally get to hear how he's doing. As for Alice, we know she's the mother of the most adorable Klee and an elder of the Hexen Circle. But I wonder why Venti needs to get in touch with her.
Huh.
Wait, could it be because of the monsters in the city?
Oh, you know what? In Amber's anthology chapter, she did say the number of monsters around Mondstadt has been skyrocketing lately.
Right?
So
And
that
now there are
was
even
leading
more
up to
monsters in the
something.
city.
I thought
So
it
maybe
might.
Venti is reaching out to Alice for help.
I think you two are onto something. And if we take a look at this map, we can see that a lot of our old friends have joined in on the fight to defend Mondstadt.
Wow. This is kind of emotional. Mondstadt was the beginning of everything. It's the place where travelers met their first companions and embarked on this whole journey. And now it's in crisis. Hopefully travelers can do something to stop it.
Oh, they can, but it won't be an easy road. Alice can offer something to
is
help, but
interesting.
travelers will need to pass a trial first and defeat the king and queen on the chessboard.
The game
Anything to
before the
defend
game.
Mondstadt. I'm sure travelers aren't scared of a little trial.
Okay. Then let's take a look at what awaits them.
I don't know about that. This looks interesting. Okay. So that's the king and the queen. No. No.
Alice will preside over the first phase of the trial. The trial takes place on a chessboard, but the rules of chess don't exactly apply. Look closely and you'll notice some of the pieces on the board can harm the king. Travelers can use that to their advantage to create an opening and dish out damage. But in the second phase, there are no chess pieces to use. Travelers will need to rely on their own strength to emerge victorious.
Oh, God.
It looks like there's a different Dodoco presiding over the second phase. One wearing a blue hat. Is that a different mage from the Hexen Circle?
Ooh, I wonder which one.
Well, travelers will have to uncover that for
Ooh,
themselves.
That looks like if it
As for
hit,
the
that would
second
deal a
phase
lot
of the
damage.
trial, let me offer a quick piece of advice. The boss has some extremely
frozen.
powerful attacks,
Oh.
but freeze reactions can help you create an opening.
Maybe jot that one down for
Nice.
later, travellers. So, we know there's murder, an attack on Monstadt, a Hexencircle trial, but we have no idea how all of
I mean,
this
my
is connected.
team's perfectly built for this.
Seems like there's a lot for travellers to uncover.
Permafreeze is the way to go.
You know, if you think about it, first Natlan had a crisis with the ley lines that almost ended in death. Then, a similar crisis happens in Liyue, and now Mondstadt is in danger. I can't help but wonder if this is all some kind of terrible omen.
Yeah, but look on the bright side. It's another chance for answers. Maybe we'll uncover new clues about forces we've encountered before, or what we can expect on the road ahead.
Or maybe we'll even get one step closer to the truth of Tevat.
Yeah, and then travelers can give us all the answers.
Yeah, in terms of
I think we're gonna
with
leave all that
these
hard
like
work
ley
to
line
you guys.
disruptions
All
is
right,
something
okay.
to do
Well, let's lighten
with
things up and dive into the remaining
Renova
version
as well as
5.6
Capitano
event.
sacrificing
Yes.
himself. It
First up
somehow
on the docket is an
disrupted
event
stuff.
that brings us back to Fontaine, where travelers can test out their tactical
No.
brilliance in the new wargame, Operation Downpour Simulation.
Dude, nice.
Oh, I know. This
never
wargame
mind.
comes
This is
with all
not
new
what I thought
offensive
it
and
was.
defensive gameplay. The key to success is really understanding your game pieces.
Okay, what do you mean?
Well, for example, is it a melee or ranged attack piece? Can it quickly break through obstacles or maybe even bypass them entirely?
So it's like
Once you feel like you know what you're doing, you can test out your skills in co-op. The actual gameplay is pretty simple.
So it's
what this event
literally
really tests
like
is
Bloons
strategy.
Tower Defense
For example,
when Genshin.
when adjusting your defensive lineup, you can even set traps for your opponent.
I see a button called Defensive Simulation. Looks like we can use it to test out our strategies?
That's right. And once you set the defensive and offensive lineup that works best for you, the battle is
I
ready
don't
to
know about
begin.
this, man.
And while your opponent tries to break through your defenses, your job is to use your chosen offensive lineup to outmaneuver their strategy. The side that breaks the opposing formation first
It
or
literally
makes greater
feels like
progress
it's
within
Bloons
the
Tower
time limit
Defense.
wins.
Or like any tower defense
Okay,
game,
so it
but
sounds
they just
like it all
turned
comes
into a
down to
Genshin
strategy.
format, which
All right, so get tactical, travelers.
Now, if that last event was mostly about brain power, this next one is all about firepower.
Let's go.
Okay, let's take a look at the
Legends
gameplay.
Ablaze cross-border
Think this is
brawl.
a simple battle for coins? Ha, well, think again. Players will have the opportunity to indwell Saurians at certain points.
Why?
Use their abilities to your advantage, and you might be able to turn the tides in your favor.
This looks so fun. You could just
Why?
stay in Saurian form the whole time and blast all the other players away.
Oh, if only. The Saurian form only
I
lasts so
hate
long. But even in
these
human form, you have
competitive
Natlan
events.
character skills at your disposal. So the
Because
goal is to collect as many coins
people
as possible
in their
to secure
absolute
victory.
assholes,
Nice, bro.
and they
So,
immediately
this next event is
are
called
like, "Oh, you
Chronicle
have
of
the
Shifting
least amount of
Stratagems."
coins. I'm still going to target
I'm
you."
sure at this point in their
repeatedly.
journey, travelers have gained their fair share of companions and have tested out their skills in a variety of different situations.
So we get
But
a
maybe there's a
Bloons,
character
like
you
a
want to learn
tower
more about,
defense,
like Escoffier,
a
for example.
bullshit,
Let's say you
collect
want
the
to test out
coins
her potential in different
and
team
fight
comps.
for it.
Then I highly recommend trying out this event.
Chronicle of Shifting Stratagems gives travelers the opportunity to study and test out different team compositions. The event is divided into different
And we
levels of
get fighting
difficulty,
event.
and there are also challenge buffs to take advantage of, so make sure to take that into account when forming your teams.
Okay.
Travelers can also take a look at the challenge record and see how their friends approached each challenge. Could provide some food for thought.
Nice. Sounds like the perfect excuse to do some experimentation and think outside the box.
Indeed.
All right, moving on to some Genius Invocation TCG updates. First, a new card skin will be added to the card shop, so check it out if
Okay.
you're interested. Travelers can also look forward to new character and action
Shalom
cards
and
added to
Sethos
regular
and
mode.
the TCG.
Nice. More food for the card sharks.
There are also some major updates to automatic artistry.
So in addition to the character and action card updates, the elemental reaction effects are different.
Yeah, and during the match, there's now a card refresh option as well as mechanisms for character enhancement and replacement, so the gameplay should be even more
Okay.
engaging. Travelers might even be able to come up with some new strategies and surprise their opponents with unexpected moves.
That's right, and finally, the Ley Line Overflow event is returning in version 5.6, so don't miss out.
We won't, and let's take our last break. When we return, we'll talk system optimizations and a cool collab. See you on the other side, travelers.
Bye.
So other than the managing a amusement park and the fact that we have Chronicled Wish new characters, the events for like everything else just kind of seem meh. Like they didn't really put a lot of thought into it. Another fucking filler event or another fucking. I'm gonna guess probably the reason they didn't put a lot of time into it was because the Archon quest is gonna take up most of the time, but this whole thing where it's like adding the whole competitive events and the like the fighting, and then you get like the tower
Welcome
defense,
back, travelers.
Welcome back.
Welcome. Let's jump right into system optimizations. Some
It's
travelers
whatever.
provided feedback that the
I'm
brilliant
not
blessing enhancement process in the
completely
Imaginarium
blown away by
Theatre
it.
was a bit confusing, which made it difficult to level up strategically and optimize character turn order. So, in the version 5.6 update, the dev team has made the brilliant blessing details page a lot more intuitive, which should make it easier for travelers to make strategic level up decisions.
Nice.
Yeah, and in addition, rewards will be available for completing the star challenges in the new season of the Imaginarium Theater that begins on June 1st.
You know what would be nice?
New season?
A restart button after the final act. As it stands right now, finishing the final act takes you directly to the credits, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if you just missed that last star challenge? That would be such a bummer.
Yeah, the dev team has received that feedback as well, so a restart button is also being added to the new update.
Oh, nice.
Let's go.
That should make it easier to get full stars. All right, so this next update addresses another common problem. Travelers have probably noticed that when you go to raise a character's skills, the skill descriptions can be pretty long and dense.
Yeah, I mean, it's understandable. It's important for travelers to have all the details. But it's also easy to get bogged down in the weeds, so this is something the dev team has been working on. Starting in version 5.6, the descriptions on the talent and constellation pages for new characters will be optimized to be more concise, so it's easier for travelers to grasp the core information. Of course, travelers who prefer to dive into all the details can always expand the content for a more comprehensive description.
Nice. Sorting through all that information should be a lot faster now.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Our next optimization is for the treasure compass. Travelers provided feedback that while attempting to complete Natlan's warrior challenges, it was difficult to locate where to pick up the quests. So, after the version 5.6 update, the treasure compass can now track those locations.
Woo!
Yeah, they can. Warrior challenges are important because that's how you get obsidian fragments, which you can use to unlock tribal secret spaces, right? It would be nice if the treasure compass could track those too.
It can! And once your exploration progress is high enough, the treasure compass will be able to pinpoint the location of tribal secret spaces as well. Similarly, at a high enough exploration progress, more chests from various nations can also be located using the treasure compass.
Oh, nice! That should really help travelers that are stuck at 99% exploration progress.
Map pins have also been optimized. Starting in version 5.6, travelers can now delete custom pins in batches.
Oh, that should make it a lot easier to start fresh if you're someone who really likes to go ham with the markers.
Definitely. Well, that wraps up our system optimizations. So now it's time for some out-of-game news.
That's right. First, we have some exciting collaboration news to share. Genshin Impact is partnering with the global beauty brand Charlotte Tilbury to launch 2 limited edition sets.
Wow.
So, let's watch the preview trailer for the collaboration.
Okay. realistically, this doesn't interest me in the slightest. I mean, the animation's really cool, but nah. Nah. Yeah.
But I have even more news. In addition, Genshin Impact's third Natlan OST album, Radiance of Flame, is coming soon. Yeah, the album
Kinda
contains
figured
various
that was
tracks
gonna
composed
be
by the
coming
Hoyo Mix
out
team for the
soon.
Collective of Plenty and other regions. So stay tuned for the drop.
Awesome.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. The music's going to be so cool.
So
You know it.
beautiful.
Wow.
Okay, let me check my scroll here. Yeah, that's all the information I have about version 5.6.
Yeah, me too. What about you, Jane?
I am just so excited to uncover more about the Albedo trial mystery and to defeat the new boss on the chessboard.
And I can't wait for you all to meet Escoffier. It's been so much fun working on her, and I just think you're going to love her.
And to follow that up, Aoife is finally playable, and of course he's gonna have Kukuku right by his side, but the mini-games are always so fun and creative.
Absolutely.
Just can't wait.
Well, that's it for the version 5.6 special program. A new adventure awaits. I hope it brings with it new friendships, new answers, and a whole lot of fun. And with that, all there's left to say is, see you in game, travelers. Bye. Bye. Bye.
See ya.
I'm not sure if there's anything else. Oh. Stay tuned April 30th, which is 5 days from now. So they're going to be updating the website. Okay. That it? I think that's it. Okay. Let's talk about this here. I'm excited for the Monstadt Archon quest because Albedo is going to be put on trial. That's going to be very interesting. And I think Escoffier is going to be an interesting character to try out. I'm excited for the amusement park management event. That's going to be pretty fun. Chronicled Wish for Inazuma is going to be available, which looking forward to that because I really want to get Mistblur Reforged for Ayaka. However, after all that being said, I really think the events in terms of the tower defense, the competitive coin event, and the what's the other one? The fighting event could have been different. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoy a lot of the events that happen in Genshin, but at the same time, I'm also like, a lot of the times they just rerun the same events, and it feels very, in a way, lazy because they don't end up running like newer events. It's like we literally just had a event called Quirky Quakey Arena, which was like a competitive coin event, and now they're doing the exact same thing but with Saurians in the next update. And it kind of feels like Genshin has run out of ideas for events. This very much feels like a filler event, and I'm not a big fan of those like at all, but at the same time I am looking forward to the Monstadt Archon quest in 5.6. 5.7 Skirk is coming, and that will lead into Node Cry. I don't know. But that's about it for this live stream. Overall, I'm a bit disappointed. I thought that maybe they might show some cooler events, and I'm kind of annoyed in the fact that right before Skirk is supposed to come out, they've released Chronicled Wish, and they also release Escoffier. Escoffi. Yeah, the new character as well as Aoife, but then they're like, okay, here's Chronicled Wish as well. So for someone who may not have Ayaka or Mistsplit or Reforge, Kazuha, Kokomi, any of those characters, they now have to decide whether or not to get those characters, or they have to decide if they're going to save and pull Skirk instead, realizing that Kokomi, Ayaka, Kazuha, Yoimiya could be a long time before those characters even show back up. The tower defense event feels lazy because it feels almost like they were just like, oh, we could. Because at first I thought it was a defense event, like where I can't remember what it was called, but you had like offense and defense, and you had like a portal where enemies could spawn over on the other side. That it was like you had to defend the leyline deposit or the leyline monolith, and I very much hated that event. I don't hate it as much as some of the other events that are out there, but it was very annoying. Just in my opinion, the tower defense event feels really lazy, and Genshin could have chosen something different. I'm glad that with the king and the queen fight, with the Hexen Circle, that permafreeze and freeze teams work really well in that fight. That's gonna be a huge advantage for me. But let me know down in the comments section if you guys agree or disagree with me. Let me know if you're excited for 5.6, as well as let me know what part of the live stream was your favorite. But that's going to be about it. Thank you all for tuning in. New video later today. Hopefully, you guys are excited for 5.6. And yeah, that's going to be about it. Everyone take care. Have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video or the next live stream.